Welcome to the Bare Metal Cyber Security Plus podcast. This series helps you prepare for the CompTIA Security Plus exam with focused explanations and practical context. For a companion study guide, check out the Achieve CompTIA Security Plus 701 Exam Success by Dr. Jason Edwards. It is the most concise and complete Security Plus guide on the market, built for busy professionals who want to pass the exam fast and on their first try. You can find this book and others at cyberauthor.me. In any secure environment, especially those supporting enterprise-level systems, it is essential to start with a known good configuration. This is where the concept of a secure baseline comes into play. A secure baseline refers to a set of standardized settings and configurations that have been vetted to provide a strong foundation for security. Without a consistent and defined starting point, systems become difficult to manage, and vulnerabilities are more likely to emerge. When you understand and implement secure baselines correctly, you reduce the attack surface, improve compliance with industry standards, and make troubleshooting far more predictable. Establishing a secure baseline begins with identifying what configurations and settings should be considered standard across your devices. This includes operating system settings, application configurations, user permissions, and network access controls. A secure baseline is not just about turning on every security setting possible. It must balance usability and security, tailored to the needs of the business or the organization. For instance, settings appropriate for a workstation used in a public library will be different from those needed for a server hosting sensitive financial data. Creating a baseline requires input from multiple teams, such as IT operations, security, and compliance, to ensure that the chosen configuration meets both technical and regulatory requirements. Once the secure baseline is defined, it must be clearly documented. This documentation should include all approved settings, the rationale behind them, and any known exceptions. It's also important to align this documentation with the organization's compliance goals. Many organizations must follow external standards, such as the Center for Internet Security benchmarks, the National Institute of Standards and Technology guidelines, or internal regulatory frameworks. Documentation helps prove that systems are configured securely and consistently, and it also assists in training new administrators or auditing existing systems. Clear documentation can also help prevent configuration errors and inconsistencies during deployment. Best practices for establishing secure baselines include creating profiles for different device types and roles. For example, your organization might have one baseline for user laptops, another for mobile devices, and a different one for domain controllers. This role-based approach allows flexibility while maintaining consistency within each category. You should also ensure that baselines account for both software and hardware settings. In a world where devices are constantly being added and updated, building flexibility into your baseline approach is a must. With secure baselines defined and documented, the next step is deployment. Deploying secure baselines effectively requires automation. Manual deployment can lead to inconsistencies and errors, especially in large environments. Automated provisioning tools such as configuration management software or infrastructure as code platforms allow system administrators to apply the secure baseline quickly and accurately. These tools can enforce desired settings, detect when they have changed, and reapply the correct values when necessary. This kind of automation is crucial in maintaining system integrity over time. Templates are also powerful tools for baseline deployment. A template can define all system settings, software requirements, and security configurations in a reusable package. These templates can be created for different operating systems, device roles, or network segments. When a new device is provisioned, applying the correct template ensures it begins its life in the environment in a known, secure state. Templates also reduce the training burden on administrators and help prevent human error. Group policies are particularly effective in Microsoft Windows environments. These policies allow administrators to define and enforce settings across large numbers of systems from a centralized location. For example, you can use group policies to require password complexity, disable unused services, or enforce login banners for compliance purposes. Once a group policy is configured and applied, it ensures all domain-joined systems follow the same rules. This not only improves security, but also streamlines support and troubleshooting. In real-world environments, the effectiveness of baseline deployment can be seen in how quickly and consistently new systems are brought online. For example, a company using automated baseline provisioning may be able to fully configure a new workstation in under 10 minutes, including operating system settings, antivirus software, network access, and application installation. Without a secure baseline and automation, this process might take hours and lead to significant variation between systems. Over time, that variation can open security holes and make systems harder to manage. Deployment is not the end of the story. Once deployed, secure baselines must be maintained. This is where many organizations struggle. Systems evolve over time, software gets updated, new threats emerge, and business needs change. A secure configuration that was effective 1 year ago may no longer be sufficient. That is why auditing and updating baselines must be done on a regular basis. Scheduled audits ensure that systems are still in compliance with the original baseline and that the baseline itself remains appropriate for the current environment. One of the biggest challenges in maintaining secure baselines is managing configuration drift. Configuration drift occurs when settings on a system slowly change from the defined baseline, either due to manual changes, software updates, or accidental misconfigurations. Left unchecked, this drift can lead to security gaps and unpredictable behavior. Drift can be managed by using monitoring tools that compare current configurations against the secure baseline. When differences are detected, administrators can investigate and either bring the system back into compliance or update the baseline to reflect necessary changes. Remediation strategies are also vital in maintaining secure baselines. When a deviation is found, the organization must have a process in place to fix it. This might involve automatic reconfiguration, administrator alerts, or change management processes. It is also critical that changes be documented and reviewed to determine whether they indicate a broader issue. For example, if systems across multiple locations are drifting in the same way, it could signal a flaw in the baseline or a problem with the deployment tools themselves. Regular maintenance also includes evaluating whether the baseline still meets the needs of the business. As new threats appear and technologies evolve, the organization should revisit its baselines to ensure they include necessary defenses and align with current best practices. For instance, as more organizations move toward remote work, baseline configurations may need to account for virtual private network settings, endpoint protection, and cloud-based access policy. Before we close, here are some tips that will help you tackle questions about secure baselines and system management on the Security Plus exam. First, know the difference between establishing, deploying, and maintaining baselines. These are often presented as separate but related concepts. Second, be familiar with the tools and methods used in each phase, such as templates, group policies, automation tools, and monitoring systems. Finally, expect questions that present real-world scenarios involving configuration drift, system audits, or remediation planning. Practice identifying which phase of baseline management is being discussed and what action is most appropriate in that context. Thanks for joining us for this episode of the Bare Metal Cybersecurity Plus podcast. For more episodes, tools, and study support, visit us at baremetalcyber.com. And before you take the test, make sure to check out the practice questions in the book Achieve CompTIA Security Plus SY0-701 Exam Success by Dr. Jason Edwards. They cover every domain and are a powerful way to lock in your knowledge.